receiver. He comes in second in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Falcons and the Saints under the lights on Monday night.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the... Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
If there was one thing that was clear right off the jump from our meeting last week, Mike, it was the fact that he shouldered almost all of the blame for last week's loss on himself. Remember what he called his 2 interceptions. He said those are inexcusable. And when you go back and really study the tape, not everything was his fault. Protection at times, spotty. The separation downfield of some of his playmakers, very inconsistent. And truthfully, I didn't love all of the play calls. They're going to have to be better as an entire offense for him to play better at the quarterback position.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Well, here early on, if this pass rush continues to get home at this rate, this is going to be a long day for this offense. They're going to have to put some extra guys in there, mix in some play action, keep this pass rush off balance.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Thrown left side. The catch is made. A 19-yard pickup there. It's good for a Saints first down. They'll give this one to Taylor, running right. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. They send the tight end in motion. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Oh, got him again the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
The Falcons set to take over here on offense. They'll be led out by the young man in his 2nd season in the NFL.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work.
His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown. Cameron Dicker, the kicker for the extra point. He knocks it through. The Saints will take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And as we move into the second half of the season, he continues to put up the big numbers. Currently the NFL's leader in passing as we play here in the month of November. Now Allen on first down. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Allen. Fires left sideline. That is complete. Inside the 10. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 85 yards. Touchdown, Atlanta. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Saints offense about ready to get going on their second possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. That's complete. It's Odunze. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Lawrence. They'll try to set up the screen here, and he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Sending a receiver right. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7.
Hey, Lion.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. They go play action for Lawrence. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up 4th down. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That's going to be incomplete. And it'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going, and for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they were on the verge of recording their second sack, and we're still here in the first quarter.
Now Allen to throw on second down. And that one is incomplete and brings us to the end. Two incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. Quick throw, taken in. Call it a gain of 13. It's good for a Falcon first down.
Here we go, set.
Tight end going in motion here. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. On play action, Allen. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a third down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
On third down, it's Allen. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Saints offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with first and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the defensive plan that this coaching staff has come up with coming into today's game. Every time it seems like the offense makes an adjustment, the defense counterpunches. Different looks, different fronts, different pressure packages. They've had all the answers so far, and the sacks just keep piling up.
And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Motion man is the tight end going right. In trouble, and down he goes.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Lawrence from the gun here on third down. He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The Falcons offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams trying to defend in the red zone. Look at this graphic. Second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a QB.
Top 70, top 70.
drive will start on the ground. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and
Motion man, sent right. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these. And get his offense into some sort of rhythm. I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
And he's going to have the first down. An aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on fourth down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
To throw again, it's Allen. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out, go up for an offensive rebound, and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from it. Shot. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
They send the tight end in motion. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the top.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jump that route, challenge the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
A pickup there of 19 yards. First down, New Orleans.
Red.
They motion a receiver right. Quick throw here is complete. Two minutes to play. First half, all tied at 7. Greg and I back to Atlanta in a moment. 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
Now here's Lawrence. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2. Lawrence now. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Go! Trap 60, trap 60. Check go.
From the gun, Josh Allen. He's going to take a shot down the field. And that is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Now a timeout, Atlanta. That's their first. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. They'll throw on 1st down with Allen. Going up top. That is caught. And he's in. Touchdown Falcons. 17 touchdowns now on the year. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10.
We're at 23.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short. Lawrence. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. 3rd and a yard. Here's Lawrence. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds. 000 up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. This is fielded inside the 5. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he is right up there in touchdown passes, as you see on that graphic, currently 2nd in the NFL at this point in the season. Throwing now, Allen here on 1st down. That is brought in. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
When he continues to play at this level, Mike, it just makes this team so hard to beat. It's the combination of leading both long, sustained drives and then being able to strike in bunches. It puts so much pressure on these defenses, and with the way today's game has gone, doesn't look like he has any plans on slowing down.
That is caught. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal. Very nearly a touchdown. He's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon.
Well, he had such a great first half throwing the football. There's no reason to think, Mike, coming out here for the start of the 3rd, that anything's going to change. He's picked up.
And he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Atlanta. The extra point try forthcoming. The kick is good. And the Falcons are out to a 21-10 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense getting set to get back to work. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. They send a receiver in motion left. Play action now. It's Lawrence. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a...
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. The Saints lining up in punt formation. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. He'll take this in back at the 16. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, set to go now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Allen. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. The extra point is up and through. And the Falcons will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Second down and 3.
Let's go. Here we go.
They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. Now second down throw for Lawrence. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Now a 3rd and 2.
Hey, Lion!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Downfield, got a man, and he's got it. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
What can I say, Mike? Good things happen when you get the ball to your tight end, but in all seriousness, think about what this guy has to handle in the passing game. Not only to be the possession guy, convert first downs underneath, but then have the ability to be the matchup to get downfield and be vertical in the passing game. There's not a lot of tight ends around the league that can do both, and when you have them, I don't blame the quarterback for looking his way. It's a nice job here defensively. Down here tight, it's easy to be so concerned about stopping the pass that you lose sight of the quarterback when he decides to become a runner. Not the case here. Picks up a little positive yardage, sets up 2nd and goal.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
That last sack is is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now. Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints are back within 2 scores.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Allen to throw. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
Let's go.
Now it's Allen. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. It's a pickup of 12. 1st down, Atlanta.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
One more time going up top with Allen. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Atlanta. That's his 2nd touchdown of this one. And he's got a half dozen for the year. The extra point, up and good. And the Falcons are able to extend the lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Saints offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. On 1st down, they'll start with Taylor. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Big opening up the middle. Inside the 30. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 75 yards. Touchdown, New Orleans. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
He'll get across the 20, mark him down 23-yard line. The Falcons offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. putting the tight end in motion. Now Allen on first down. Now he'll air one out. And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line. The numbers there tell the story. That last completion moves him over 400 yards passing for the game. First and 10 now from the 36. So, 3 quarters have... Pitts is the man in motion. Go. On first and 10, it's Allen. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. And the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see. Can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
Moving the tight end right. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. To throw is Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete. He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the fourth, but they will turn it over on down. On first down, it's Allen. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. First and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's going to be taken down.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the fourth quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So, really nice job here late. They're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
They'll try to sneak it here, and he will drive his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. The PAT, up and good. And the Falcons will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if we can get the turnaround going here. We'll start this drive with first down. The ball comes out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds. So no turnover, and it's actually going to wind up a first down. Now Lawrence. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Sometimes in the NFL, you have to be careful what you ask for. This offensive line, they were very clear to us this week. They wanted to take on this group. They loved the ability to be challenged. Well, they might have poked the bear a little bit too much because they've now surrendered a whopping 10 sacks in a single game. And I don't think there's been any.
And they're going to get him once again. He's under siege. That is 3 in a row. The Saints will punt this one away, as he'll come on to kick for the 5th time here tonight. This one fielded out beyond the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time. They've dominated the proceedings here in the 4th quarter. They'll throw on 1st down with Allen. Quick throw, taken in. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Micah Parsons, too tough to stop, gets in to bring him down. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, Josh Allen. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got it! And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Atlanta. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. They continue to add points, Greg. Very interesting here. They are just rolling up the score even though we're in the 4th.
No doubt, Mike. I mean, this offensive play caller has no let-up. I mean, he's going to see how many points can I put on this scoreboard before that clock runs out.
This one taken at the 10. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10.
Hey.
Back to throw. Lawrence. They'll try to set up the screen here. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Lawrence. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. Just his 1st catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a 1st down.
Here we go, sir.
Throwing is Lawrence. They'll try to hit him with a screen.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
All right, let's go.
2nd down, Lawrence. Throw to the sideline. Well done. Good job with the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes, they do, have the 1st down.
Hey, Lion.
Lawrence now. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And that screen slow to develop, and they rally to the ball and stop him. That will be no gain on the screen.
Rip, 23. Here we go.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down. Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
A gain of 11 on that one. It's good for a Saints first down.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive. I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Easy, route.
Lawrence now on second down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Hey.
Lawrence from the gun here on third down. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
Hey, go. Here we go.
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. Dicker, good with the extra point. And the Saints are able to cut into the deficit.
Saints 26.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
From the gun, it's Allen. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. This one comes to an end.